Yo, yo, hey, hey, my name is TK, and I got something to say. Uh, Glad everybody showed up. It's been very important. This is a highlight of my life. Although there's some other things been going on in my life I wish would happen. And I want you to know we were at a serious time in our life here in America. We're in a financial destruction as far as insurance is concerned for people who need that. I don't know what's going to happen for our vets when they come back from war. Our economy is destroyed. And I'm going to tell you the number one reason why is because our government officials have been wasting your tax-paying money in areas they didn't need to be doing it. And I'm going to tell you my story, and this is how I know it for a fact. But I'm first going to introduce myself and tell you who I am exactly. My name is Tony Kightly, and I've got a college background. I used to work for the ambulance service. I've helped God save many lives. And I have a child. I didn't know that I had till she was 6 years old. During the 6 years of her life, I was working for the ambulance service. I helped build $1 million businesses. What we're doing here today is very important to me. This is my equipment, which I've blown one of my speakers. We're still rolling on with it. Tomorrow, we got a social worker coming in that's going to speak, and he's also a musician. And what I want you to know right now, I'm not against CPS. I am for reform. We do need the entity. We've come to a point now where they have been taking our tax-paying money and wasting it, though. And we need to keep them in check. But what's happened is my child was abused and put into foster care over and over again during that first 6 years of her life. And I didn't know I had a kid. Her mother was abusing her. Some of the most horrible abuse that you could ever imagine happened to my child. And the thing is, I've never been accused of neglect or abuse on my child ever. Except now, at this point in her life, at 16 years old, she, along with me, we are victims of what's called parental alienation, which is a growing, in a sense, kind of a disease. So the thing is, she hates my guts because she thinks I intentionally stayed out of her life for that first 6 years of it. It wasn't true. Over and over again, social services was giving the family money, your tax-paying money, thousands of dollars, giving it to the abuseful family to help keep them and into therapy, different things like that, to hold the family together. They kept placing my child back into the abusive situation. Okay? I had no idea this stuff was going on until about 6 years, and then the child was returned to the mother from foster care. Then they hunted me down to pay child support. I started paying child support, and I wasn't allowed to see my child as if I was the abuser. Now, I've got a serious problem with that. The foster parent that had my child was not forced to rescind the welfare that she was drawing on my child and her two sisters. She embezzled over $30,000 from the welfare system for the next 6 years while I was paying child support to the mother. The same Department of Families and Children that was removing my child and placing her into harm's way, even worse than it was before, over and over again, back into the abuseful mother's hands. They wasted that money. And if that's happening to me, how many more people in this nation is it happening to? You add that up. I can tell you what, I've got thousands of dollars that I spent out of my own pocket to fight this thing. Lawyers taking my money, stuff like that. Come to find out, my last lawyer's wife was a CPS supervisor. Didn't tell me that till after he was paid. So, people, if you think it won't affect you because you think you're a productive member of society, think again. Because I am a productive member of society and have been for a long time. I worked ever since I was 13 years old. I have done big things in my time. And the worst thing that could ever happen to me was having a child come to me and say, "Daddy, please help me. They're being mean to me. Help me, help me, help me." And whenever I go to social services and I say, "Hey, this is going on with my kid," They said, all you want to do is get out of paying child support. And they went back to the family and told them that I made the phone calls, that I was causing these problems and trying to, well, you know what? I caught them doing meth around my kid. Supposedly they were making meth in the same house with my kid. I informed CPS. CPS came in, did their investigation. They found nothing. And they informed the family, and the stepfather, who's twice the age of my baby's mother, threatened to kill me in front of my child. But little did he know I wired myself. And I took that information to the DEA. Now, I don't care if you call me a snitch, whatever. Mess with my child, I will do just about anything it takes to be able to protect my child. And now at this point, I'm doing this to help protect y'all's children. If it hadn't happened to you yet, it can happen. So I want you to know that for the next 6 years of my child's life, up to the point she was 12 years old, I had to listen to this. And she hates my guts, again, for not being able to help her. And she believes that social services was paying my child support the entire time. I never, but one time, got behind on my child support. And the reason why I got behind on my child support was because I refused to pay because I wasn't being able to see my kid. So I want you to know here, we're going to get this thing taken care of. And it's going to be for everyone's well-being. And it's time to realize the reason why we're in economic destruction is because our tax-paying money has been wasted on things like this. So what's happening is, when our vets come back from war, these people are fighting for our lives, losing limbs. What's going to happen? Are they going to get the insurance they deserve? Probably not. It's time to stand up, folks. Our vets deserve more than that. If they're standing and putting their lives on the line, they need to be at least taken care of when it comes to their health. They have taken my child, they have put her into so many places of therapy and things like that, and they monopolize the system. They use their subcontractors year after year. So they become a part of the system themselves. And if they thought they was dealing with the idiot when they were talking with me, they were not, and I told them that. I got my GED when I was 16 years old, and I started Murray State University when I was 17. And I'm not about to call myself an idiot. And if my daughter's watching this, I want you to know that I love you very much. And that I'll always be around for you. And when you grow up, I hope you understand that the lies you were told were what I said they are lies. I stand here. No material possession in my life could ever equal how much you mean to me. Burn the skin off of my body from the sun here does not matter. I'll put my life on a line for you. And I want you to know that it's time to stand up, each and every one of you. Don't rely on just one particular organization to do it for you either. Do your thing, do your promotions, start your websites, do this. Do what we're doing, everyone. Work together as well, but also stand up for yourself and stand up for your families. If it hasn't happened to your families yet, realize it can. Now, also, I want you to know, when my daughter said this stuff to me and she said she hated my guts and she believed these untrue things, the social services wouldn't step up and say they weren't paying Miles child support. They didn't do that for me. Although the mother abused her, to the point, she hit a ditch drinking and driving with her in a car and everything. She was put into a rehab the judge is on the board members list for. Okay? He was getting a kickback off of that. Well, she got kicked out of the rehab. Well, guess what? I did gain custody of my child eventually, but she didn't want anything to do with me. It gave me access to CPS records. And that's when I realized they were calling me the perpetrator because I was trying to get out of paying child support. Don't think for a minute, folks, that you can't investigate because you can. Don't ever give up. I've got documents after documents. Whenever I found out this was going on and there was no recourse for me, and I was like, now she's out of my hands completely. I don't care if they shoot me dead, whatever they got to do, I'm going to stand up